Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and today's class is going to be about slowing down and self-care and immune support. And these are three things that I need to incorporate. Begin seated and just find a comfortable position for your legs. And bring your focus to your breathing. The flow in and the flow out. And then around your breath, notice how you feel. What can you hear? Smell? Taste? How does your body feel? And if you open your eyes, maybe you already had them open, have a really soft gaze. Not really trying to decipher what you see, but softening the edges of vision. And feeling again the flow of breath. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to reach our torso as far as you can to your right and put your right hand down to support and lengthen both sides of your rib cage and keep your left knee down. You put your left hand on your left knee, really reaching to the right. And coming back up to center and go to the second side. So reach your torso as far as you can. Keep your right knee down and your right hand on your right. Lengthening both sides. Let's go back to the first side. And we're going to take the left arm by the left ear this time. And just reach to where you can. Maybe, like me, you can't quite get your arm straight today. Reaching, try to lengthen your left rib and relax your neck. Feel the flow of breath. You make this movement and let the body become spacious around. And then back to center. And let's swap the cross of the legs if they're crossed. And we'll go to the last side. So reaching the torso out to the left, right knee stays down. And we're going to reach the right arm just straighten to where you can. Some people will get a beautiful straight line. Not me today. And feeling that movement, that intention to keep the neck relaxed, to open the spaces of the right rib around your breath. Boom. And then come back to center. We're going to turn gently to the left side. For a seated twist, lengthen the spine. Turn your ribs, left ribs turning back, right ribs to the left side. Feel the flow of your breath And let your body become a little more relaxed around that breath. Explore the feeling of exhaling and having room to move the ribs a little more. We're not trying to push anything, but rather really tune in to what is the experience. Good, and let's come back to center and cross the legs the other way again. And turn to your second side. Lengthening the spine. Relaxing your shoulders. Right rib turning back. Finding the breath. The feeling of your body relaxing around this movement. And the movement can be as big or as small as you need. No prerequisite, just curiosity. And coming back to center. Nice work. We're going to lay down now and take the blanket underneath your shoulder blades. So if you don't have a blanket, it could be a rolled up towel, and you could just do this laying flat on the floor. But a little bit of support goes a long way. So I've put that across the mat. And that is so when I lay down, my shoulder blades are supported. And if I put my arms straight out from the shoulders, you might be able to see the top edge of the blanket is just touching the softer skin of the under upper arm. The soft bit. Okay, so what we want with equipment, because I can't see what you're doing, is check in how your neck feels. So sometimes maybe your blanket's thicker or you're a more petite person, and then that means that you're going to be squashing the back of your neck trying to reach the floor. You don't want that feeling. Definitely don't want that feeling. What we want instead is to lengthen the back of the neck. You can even pick up your skull a little with your hands. Lengthen the back of the neck so the front of the throat feels really relaxed. Find your flow of breath. And let your body give in to the shape of the equipment. Now you can try different things with your legs. Do what feels nourishing for you. That might be, as I have, legs bent, feet hip width and parallel. You could have straight legs, or you could try the Baddha Konasana position, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. That feels a little strong for me at the moment, so I'm going to do this lovely neutral parallel feet and legs. Breathing deeply, yeah. Notice the feeling of this kind of practice. Slow and considerate. With loving kindness towards yourself. Let your face feel relaxed. Notice where it feels easeful in your body. Maybe there is some resistance or some difficulty. Embracing both of those kinds of sensations. you feel the spaciousness of the front ribs, the volume of your lungs. Mm. Okay, we're going to try a little shoulder movement now. Swing your hands in so that you are now 90 degrees at your elbows. And we're imagining the elbows and the backs of the hands touching the floor. That won't be the case for everyone. It's not for me. But that's the movement that we're being curious about. Feel again the flow of your breath and the volume of your lungs. The feeling of the breath filling and leaving the lungs. Okay, now the next movement, very gently, we're going to take the hands and the elbows away from the feet, so overhead. But keep the elbows and the backs of the hands as close to the floor as you can. Especially if you're tender in your shoulders, it can be really difficult. It raises a lot of challenges. So see how that feels. Maybe it feels easeful and delightful to you. So paying attention. Bring them back to elbows straight out from the shoulder. And let's try again. The hands away from the feet. Try to keep the back of the hand close to the floor without pushing. Elbows back from the shoulder. Beautiful. And then we're going to fold the arms in gently. And rolling off the mat to the right side, or off the blanket, I should say, to the right side. Bring the feeling of the blanket supporting your upper back with you. And we're going to take forward Virasana. If the blanket is useful to rest your head on, if your head doesn't reach the floor, you could fold it, make a little mini bolster there, and have that under just your forehead. So you've got room for your nose. And forward Virasana. We want to encourage the back body, so lower back, that spine that we were just treating with the blanket between the shoulder blades and the back of the neck. We want to lengthen all those parts of the body. Lengthen and broaden. Feeling your flow of breath. Very nice work. And we're going to support with the hands to lift up and come into an all fours position. Stretch your fingers out wide. And press the base of the index fingers. Bend their elbows a little. And what we're going to do is take the hips to the right and turn to look over your left shoulder, back at your left foot. We're going to go from side to side. If your knees are painful on the floor, you could sit and just take the torso from side to side, or you can put a blanket underneath it. Bring again that sideways movement of the spine. Nice. Good. And then forward and back movement. And we're just going to do that with up and down. So the cat stretch, arching the spine up and arching the spine. And then coming back into your forward virasana. I'm really enjoying having that little bit of blanket to put my forehead on since it's not reaching the floor today. You might like that too. So you can really relax the back of your neck. Stretching the arms as long and straight as feels good for you. And make more space between your shoulder blades. Where we lay back over the blanket before, or laid back over the blanket, between the shoulder blades, can you bring that part of your spine further forward? Keeping the back of the neck long. So we want to keep distance from shoulders to ears. Lengthening and making space around the breath. Relaxing. Middle back, upper back. Beautiful. All right. We're going to do a little more of that side stretch. I'm going to take the blanket out from under my forehead. Forward virasana with the hands walking over to the left side. And if you really reach with your right hand, you'll get a bigger stretch along the right side of your body, right lower back, right ribs. So you take the feeling that feels nourishing for you. Really keeping the neck relaxed. Feeling that deep flow of breath. And your body exploring, mind and body exploring around that breath. Beautiful. And then back to the second side. Or to the second side. We're going to reach the left hand as far as you can so that your ribs have more space between them. You take the movement that feels good for you. Beautiful. And then we're going to lay down onto our tummy. So lots of supported postures today. Let's bring the arms into the Sphinx position. So elbows under the shoulders, forearms parallel. Stretch the fingers out wide. And that space between the shoulder blades, let's press it forward. Lifting the breath on. And press the tops of the feet down. Feel your legs are active here. Lengthening the belly, lengthening the breastbone. And if it feels okay, you can even think about taking the elbows off the floor. You might start to straighten your arms, but really tune into how that feels in your lower back. You might just lift a little weight. We keep bringing the spine forward and the shoulder blades back. Beautiful. We're going to lay all the way down and bring the arms so that they are beside you and turn your face to one cheek. Ah, and give the weight of your body to the floor. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, we're going to bend in the left leg and we're going to reach the left arm back. And if you can take hold of your foot, then hold the foot. But if not, just reach the toes to the hand and the hand to the toes. So let's see, if you're doing your left side with your arm and your leg, turn your head to the left. Good. And we're going to give the front of the thigh a little stretch by bringing the foot closer and closer to the left hip, to the heel close to the left hip. If you can hold the top of your toes and curl them as well. Very relaxed in your neck and shoulders. Beautiful. All right, and then we're going to do the second side. And so turn your head to the left cheek, so you're looking right. And bending your right leg and reaching back with your right arm. And see how you go. So you might just be reaching and not connecting. That's okay. And if you can connect, see if you can curl your toes down. Put your neck in a comfortable position. Relax your upper body. And bring your right heel as close to your right hip as you can. Nice work. Relax that side. Back into your Sphinx pose. Press the tops of your feet down and lift your kneecaps away from the floor. Squeeze the gluteus muscle, the buttock muscles towards each other. And we're going to see how it feels to lift the torso from the floor. So again, only go so far as it feels good for your back. You don't want to crunch or get that squashed feeling between the vertebrae. So lengthening the spine, bringing the spine. Beautiful. And then we're going to release. Lay yourself all the way down and turn your face to the opposite side that you rested the first time. Arms back beside you. Ah. Feeling that deep breath. The front of the ribs, of course, are bound by the floor. So notice the movement in the back of the lung, the back of the ribs. Beautiful. Press back into all fours and up and down with the spine again. So if for some reason you can't put your weight of your knees on the floor, you can tuck your toes under and lift your knees just a little bit off the floor, which is harder work. So you might need to take a shorter go at it. Beautiful. Alrighty, we're going to take a seat now up onto the blanket. I'm not standing today because if I stand, I'll probably fall over. All right. But isn't it nice? We can still do a practice, even when we feel like this. All right. Sitting up, and I've sort of doubled my blanket over, so I'm quite high under the sit bones. We're going to bring the legs into the closest resemblance you can to a squat, where the heels are as close to your sit bones as you can. Good. And use your hands or your forearm to hold the front of your leg and lift the spine Ah. Okay, so we've got our weight in the sit bones, and if we were squatting, then obviously the weight would be in the feet. So let's practice for doing that by pressing the heels down and lifting the spine. Feeling spacious around your heart. Mm. A really nice way to practice the form of the squat, even if you're tender in your knees, you just put your feet where it works for your knees. Beautiful. And then we're going to relax. And we're going to take a seat. I'm going to lower down a little bit now. Take a seat on your blanket. Doesn't need to be particularly high. I'm going to take both legs out in front. Dandasana. Mm. Pressing the backs of the legs down, stretching out through the soles, drawing the shoulder blades. Bending your left leg and take your left leg out to the side, so your knee towards the floor. If for some reason this is painful or you feel like you need much more support, then another blanket or a block or a big cushion under your thigh so that you can get your maximum movement of the knee in that direction so you feel supported. For Janu Shisasana. I'm going to do this by turning to the right side. So use your left hand on your right leg and your right hand behind you. And turning your ribs, lengthening your spine, relaxing your neck. Ah. Mm. And we're going to start to coax the torso out and over your front leg, as though you could take center front to the little toe side of the foot. And do that slowly with each breath, enjoying the body forming around the breath, taking space, encountering resistance, finding stretch. So with each breath, we're lengthening the belly and the front ribs and reaching. Mm. Mm. See how far you can reach your left kidney. So we lift the kidney and draw it forward into the front of the body. Improving circulation to the kidneys is so important for immune support. So focus on that part of the body, lengthening and reaching. Put your hands where they make sense. You might have both hands out in front, or you've got your right hand beside you for balance. Focusing on the left kidney, the left lower back, the body around the breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up, left leg out. So both legs out straight, and Dandasana. And the right leg in. And the right knee out. So we're going to turn our torso to the left. So I've got my right hand on the left leg, Left hand behind my hip for balance. Left hip for balance. So if you have discomfort in your right knee, please don't. Make sure you put padding underneath. So you feel like you can move, but you are supported. And then we're going to lift the belly and the breastbone, so center front, and try and reach that towards the little toe side of your foot. And here we're exploring the right kidney, the right lower back. Can you bring that part of your body further forward? Ooh. Feeling your body becoming spacious around it. Encountering what feels good, but also your resistance. Feeling loving kindness, compassion, particularly to those places in the body that resist. Put your hands where they make sense to you. So you might be able to reach your foot. You can do that with both hands if you have a long arm. Reaching the right kidney. Breathing deeply. Oh, beautiful. And then release. We're going to bring both soles of the feet together. So bend the legs, soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. And hold under your knees so that you feel supported. If you don't need that support, just let your knees down towards the floor. You're going to take some support. Lengthening the spine, drawing the shoulder blades down. And finding the flow of breath. And as you explore that flow of breath, notice where the body resists, tightens up. So for most people, it's going to be the inner thighs. Is that just a perception reaction? Almost like a body story we tell ourselves? Or is there a possibility of making more space, of feeling more alive? Cool. What is the experience? And if there's any more room here, you can try a forward bend as well. And that is to lift the belly, so center front, lifting and reaching forward. And we'll probably set up or encounter some immediate resistance. So appreciating that. But also, how could you approach this in a more relaxed way without preconception? Just noticing what is. Beautiful. And then we're going to relax there and we're going to take our 90-90 position. So that is feet out as wide as you can get them to go and your knees are bent. And we've got the knees as wide as they'll go. And then we take the knees down to the left side. Aha. Now, the trick is how we move from side to side. And what I want you to do is lift the right knee, but take the right knee as far as you can from the left knee, but don't lift the left leg. All right, so you want the biggest distance, the biggest feeling for the groin stretch, so the inner hip joint. Good. And then when you start to take the right knee further towards the floor on the right, and you start to lift your left leg, don't just flip it up and take that stretch away. So you want to keep the stretch on that inside edge of the hip joint or the groin or the top of the inner thighs. Good. Beautiful. And then the second side. Oh, actually, you can take the left leg. Once you've gone as far as you can with your right leg, you can take your left leg all the way down. So we get that 90-90 on both sides. Sorry, brain's not working. All right, let's lift the left leg, but keep the stretch. So keep the biggest stretch you can all the way until your left knee gets down onto the floor, and then you can relax the right leg down onto the floor. But what you get now is a nice internal rotation stretch for the outside of the hip. So we get a lovely movement for the hips here. And you're going to keep going from side to side, finding your movement. It might be fun to try holding your ankles. So you're going to get your hands out of the way. Or supporting. And I need support today, so I'm going to keep my hands on. But just because I'm lacking in energy doesn't mean I can't keep my practice. Beautiful. All right. I did the best. We're going to finish this lovely supported practice by laying down again and taking your blanket under your hip. And this is for bamboo pose. A little bit of upside down. Take your arms where they feel good for you. So I'm just going to do arms out by my sides, palms up. But you might try the cactus arm position. We did that earlier in the practice. You can even put your hands on your belly if that feels comforting. And just letting everything relax. Shoulders, face, throat. Feeling the flow of breath. And here we are, tuned in, slowed down. Mind and body and breath, all in this one place and time. Take that feeling of being present into the rest of your day or evening. This would be a really nice evening practice. And bringing your arms and legs in now, rolling to your right side so that you can come up to sitting. Do I have to? No, you might be able to stay in your Shavasana. Bringing your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.